Zachary?
Yeah. Okay. So
Take it away.
here's my introduction. Ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
All right.
No, it's already started. This is staying in. This is staying in. You didn't laugh once since we started talking until you hit that red button. It's just-
Okay.
So guys, I got a Game of Thrones joke.
Go ahead.
So while we're recording, the episode is episode 3 of season 8, and
Wow,
it might
timestamp.
be a siege of Winterfell, and I think that Gilly's going to die, but Sam's going to kill the Night King. So how I think this is going to happen is Gilly's going to get like murdered. Sam is going to skin her alive and put her on. As he sneaks up to the Night King, he stabs Dragonglass in the back and says, "I'll never be spotted in my Gilly suit."
Oh, Jesus.
So fucked.
I didn't know where you were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I for halfway through that, I forgot that was a joke, and I thought. it
Yeah,
was just
well,
like-
I mean, I'm hoping it's true now because if I call this, I get to rub it in everyone's face at work tomorrow.
I didn't remember that covering that in the teaser for tonight's episode.
I don't know, man. There's some pretty fucked up theories for Game of Thrones,
There are.
but
Well, so here's an interesting theory. I heard from my coworker that the Night King's not really at Winterfell, that he's bypassed Winterfell to go to King's Landing, where they're not expecting him, and he's going to fuck that place up. And
yeah.
a coworker said, like, there was, I guess, a vision that Bran and Daenerys had in the Oathbreaker episode, where, like, the entire throne room was, like, burnt out and covered in snow.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Back in the House of the Undying is when Dany had her vision of that.
Yeah.
That actually kind of ties in nicely to my first podcast idea. If
Hey.
you guys want to just jump into it.
yeah,
Let's
let's
do it.
dive in.
Yep.
So I was thinking a lot about what are some zany things on the internet, and conspiracy theories was the first
Oh,
thing
shit.
that came to mind. So I was thinking that it might be fun to create a conspiracy theory ranking podcast where we go through, review various conspiracy theories, rate them on their zaniness, their truthiness, maybe speculate a little bit about what it'd be like if those conspiracy theories were true, and probably do like one or two of them in episode, depending on how long they end up taking. But yeah, that was my first thought.
I like that idea
I
because
like
then
that
we
idea,
could
too.
discuss like, is this something that could be feasible on any level? Like the government
Yeah.
is run by lizard people. Could that be
Yeah.
feasible in some degree to some?
Yeah, and what if it were?
Conspiracy theories.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So that one's obviously true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bad example, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not allowed to be real. They're not allowed to be true.
Yeah,
no
we can
lizard
just scratch
people.
off Bush did 9/11. That's pretty much
Pizzagate.
fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, Pizzagate. Pizzagate was a thing.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think that could be a fun one to do.
Yeah, that would be cool. I can
Would it
see
be like
that
an
doing.
ongoing list?
Yes. So we'd have to maybe come up with a name for each one, and then we would keep a spreadsheet or a doc or something, and then at the end we'd have have a full list with ranked conspiracies, and maybe we could have like reevaluation cage matches between two, like if they got the exact same score, we could go back and do like a conspiracy theories versus
Showdown.
With
Yeah.
updated source material?
with updated source material and more perspective, I suppose, on all the silly things.
Gotcha.
I would want to keep it in order to keep it from becoming political. I would like to try to keep it to older conspiracy theories, or at least not overtly political ones, because if we make it political, then we're just gonna lose audience members. That's it.
Right.
I don't know. Not if like we tell them at first that, hey, don't take this seriously. This is just funny joke time.
Yeah, like here's I'm sorry, while we were discussing this, I typed in conspiracy theories into Google, and here's one under business and industry. It's called New Coca-Cola. So, a theory claims that the Coca-Cola company intentionally changed to an inferior formula and produced New Coke, with the intent of either driving up demand for the original product or permitting the reintroduction of the original with a new formula using cheaper ingredients. Then Coca-Cola president rebutted the change, saying, "The truth is, we're not that dumb, and we're also not that smart."
Huh.
Hmm.
I can see that actually being true.
Yeah, I could see that being
Yeah.
true also.
What kind of
Yeah.
argument is that? Hey guys, we're not that dumb or smart.
Or
It's like, hey, we don't know what we're doing.
We're just kind of middle of the road in it, baby.
we are okay, just like our products.
Yeah, we were on autopilot, cruise control. We
Yeah.
were doing cocaine because it's 1985.
Yeah, we had to
And,
stop putting cocaine in our products, and it's just kind of been downhill since then.
Yeah, you know, the FDA wasn't really regulating as hard as they were today.
I don't even know
So
if the
who cares?
FDA was a thing when Coke was invented.
No, FDA that is a late, much later development.
Here's another one. Israel animal spying. Conspiracy theories exist alleging that Israel uses animals to conduct espionage or to attack people. These are often associated with conspiracy theories about Zionism. Matters of interest to theorists hold a series of shark attacks in Egypt in 2010,
Wait,
Hezbollah's accusations of the use of spying eagles, and a 2011 capture of a griffin vulture carrying an Israeli-labeled satellite tracking device.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Do the sharks have lasers on their freaking heads?
Here, I'm gonna click
Isn't-
the blue hyperlink while you talk that over.
isn't Egypt landlocked? Or am
No.
I
No,
retarded?
the Nile's in
no,
there.
no, it's on the coast of the Mediterranean.
Yeah, there's Mediterranean and the
Mediterranean
Nile
sharks,
that goes into.
river sharks.
No, but close.
Oh my God, dolphins, river dolphins.
Israeli
Yes, it-
river sharks.
Yeah, so this attack happened
God, I
in
can't
2010 on December 5th, and they were a series of shark attacks on swimmers off the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. And then 3 Russians and 1 Ukrainian were seriously injured within minutes of each other. And on
Huh.
December 5th, a German woman was killed. They were all attacked while snorkeling or waiting near the shoreline. But they described the attacks as unprecedented by shark experts.
Weird.
Oh man, this
So-
is great.
They're saying,
shark
like,
experts.
hey,
this
the
has
sharks
ground.
shouldn't have attacked these people, but they did. And then meanwhile, here in Florida, back in like early 2004-ish, we had in Destin that college girl get eaten alive by a shark. But we didn't claim that was the Russians trying to, subvert their influence on the world.
Oh, for sure.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, now that's an interesting theory, and now our podcast is about proving if the Russians were involved with Destin, Florida shark attacks.
And I mean that's clear. That's fairly clear.
Did I-
But see, yeah, I think that this concept could go far just because there is so many. Like, we could get topics for the show just by spending like 5 minutes with Zach's dad.
Yeah,
Nazi hair
after
antennas.
Yeah, hair. Like, I need the full hair antenna story so that we can bring it up on the podcast because that is extra zany.
The only conspiracy theories that I ever read into are the space ones, like the Black Knight satellite. You know about this?
No,
no, I have not.
No, I
Please
don't.
enlighten us.
There's just something orbiting Earth that the theory is it's like an alien satellite. I don't think they've ever come out and said, or NASA has ever come out and said anything about it, but there's weird pictures about it.
And it just makes night.
What?
It just makes
No,
night.
it's-
Is that the point of it?
It's just
No,
really
it's just
so
it's
black that you
it's
can't
just
see
an
it.
orbiting object. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just throw it in Google Images.
What's it called?
The Black Knight satellite. I like this picture. Black Knight satellite. What if the history you were taught at school was all a lie? And then it's just a picture of it.
All I'm getting is
All I'm getting is Fortnite shit.
all I'm getting is Martin Lawrence.
Those are two very different things on a spectrum somewhere, but I
Did you put
I can't
search
believe
satellite? Because it's like the first response.
No, and I think I
Return.
typed.
Oh, yeah,
Fortnite
I
wrong.
see it.
There we go.
Oh yeah, you typed in the movie Black Knight, you silly fuck.
I remember that movie. Great movie. Great film.
Overlooked by the Academy for sure.
Yep.
Is there like a lot of racist humor in that movie?
I'm sure there's plenty of racist humor in that movie.
I don't know if that movie title couldn't be made today.
Yeah, but didn't in that movie he invent the first drive-through also? Like, he recreated McDonald's. I'm pretty sure that's canon. Because, like, he does, like, a horse drive-through.
Now, is that racist?
Well, I mean,
that
if
could,
it
that
was...
could be a podcast idea. We'll just go back
Yeah,
to,
that's-
like,
Is it
movies.
racist?
Ooh, it's
Is it
got a
racist?
13%.
Yeah.
Our podcast title is that racist? Question mark.
A shocking 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, boy.
Shocking.
Oh god. I think my favorite thing about 5 millennial white dudes starting a podcast called "Is It Racist?" is the fact that it's 5 millennial white dudes.
Yeah, there
I
could be
don't
no
identify as
backlash.
a
We're
millennial,
coming from a very diverse group. We're all middle class,
We're
suburban
all-
raised, so you know there
Yeah.
can't be any biasness here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we are virtual signaling as fuck.
I can't speak for the rest of you, but I represent 99% of the world when whatever comes out of my mouth.
What about what goes in
Love
your
it.
mouth?
Oh,
Mm.
that's for the 1%. Ayy.
Okay, so I have presented and we have bullshitted
Neat.
about one topic. Does anybody else have a concept they'd like to pitch?
I have one. Because all of us typically have like different views on a lot of different things. We could just call it arguing points, and it would be like we pick a topic, and then we kind of argue about it.
just
Oh,
argue.
so us talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
like the sky is not blue; it's actually green. And just
Basically,
argue that.
anytime you get me and Petro and Ryan in the same room
With a
together,
couple
this-
drinks in us.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, all
when
I-
this podcast.
All we need to
happens.
do is just hit
Mhm.
record at like 12 p.m. on or 12 a.m. on a Thursday, and
Oh,
then
boy.
just or Sunday after Storm Kings, and then boom, it's just
It's just
everyone's
shouting.
in an alcohol rage fueled shout out match, and no one cares about actual facts or points. It's
Yep.
did you hear what I said?
Yeah, did you
No,
hear
no,
it?
no.
Maybe if I yell louder, you'll get it. Ah!
Yeah,
My
sometimes I
favorite
worry.
thing is when I get John flustered, and it's always like the same reaction. She's, Petro, you're so dumb.
but it's true. You are kind of dumb, but then again, so are all of us.
It's not that you're so dumb. It's just you don't understand how to be correct sometimes.
See?
All right, and refuse to be correct.
So like it could be like anything. It'd be like a movie or just anything at all.
Now,
Just
should we
gives
do
it
it like-
a wide spectrum of stuff.
Should we do it like debate club style, where like if you don't have a strong opinion either way, you pick a side,
Someone has
Yeah.
to
or
moderate.
somebody picks a side for you, so that way, like, I would like, for example, to argue something I strongly believe in from the opposite spectrum, just to see how I
Yeah.
stumble all over myself the
sure.
entire time.
Yeah, we could have like a devil's advocate segment too, where at the end we try to have the same argument but switching sides.
I don't know, John. Do you think having a devil's
Just-
advocate is a good idea?
Shut up.
Yes, I do.
That's a
Because then we
good-
could see if
that's
we
a
were
good
actually
joke.
listening to each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that idea.
I like that idea as well, but can I butt in here for 1 second?
But
please.
in,
It is your podcast too, Mike.
Did you know that apparently Nikola Tesla claimed to have intercepted radio signals from the Black Knight satellite?
oh
Hold
wow.
on.
This,
Hold on now.
That
This shit
wasn't
goes way
launched
back.
by that time.
That goes very, very far back. Yeah.
Electricity was just being discovered by Tesla, so how would he have access to a satellite?
I have no idea, because
He-
he had
He had access to a radio.
he had wireless radio communications. He invented. Or,
Did he have a podcast?
I wish.
Yeah, the Tesla podcast. It's number
I
one on
wouldn't-
iTunes.
No one had anyone to listen to it, so he's just like,
Yeah, he was like, oh shit. Nah,
He's
That
that
was
guy.
can't wait for
episode.
Twitch to be invented.
He was that guy trying to get everyone to listen to his podcast. Like,
Yeah,
hold on, it
he-
gets
and
better.
everyone was
Hold on,
like, "What the
hold on.
fuck is that?"
It gets better.
Yeah, please.
Anyways,
That's
yeah,
good. Okay.
arguing points. I like it.
Next
What
person.
happened? What happened to the answering Yahoo questions that were just blatantly dumb?
Well, so the idea behind that wasn't so much as answering Yahoo questions. It was using Yahoo questions as our source material to find, like, to create laws about the internet. And then, like,
Oh.
What would be an example of one?
Rule 34.
um,
There's
What's
rules of the internet already. It's
Yeah, they're buried deep within 4chan, a journey that I used to be particularly fond of, but
Oh,
until
no.
recently
Yeah.
decided that's a terrible place.
Yeah,
to
what
be.
if we say, you know what, 4chan's old hat and terrible, and we're gonna redo this.
you can do that.
Then I think we're gonna get DDoS, my dude, because betards exist and they have literally nothing better to do.
That is true.
As a former betard, I know this. This is
Well-
my concern.
You're still a betard because your name is
Mhm.
Brendan's.
Fuck.
Hmm.
All right.
Got him.
I quit the podcast. This is too much bullying.
Yes, stop cyberbullying him, Ryan.
No.
All right, so we got an idea from John, Ryan,
Uh-huh.
Zach.
Uh-huh.
Petra, did you presented the Black Knight thing? Do you have anything else?
just that one sound.
it's just an ongoing podcast reviewing Martin Lawrence's Black Knight.
And then occasionally throwing in something about a satellite.
Right.
Yeah, for our 300th episode, we'd like to dissect the drive-in that he makes in the movie and talk about what kind of wages were expected by that labor union.
we could just watch it every week and then talk
Oh
about it.
God.
Yeah, you have like 2 weeks until I kill myself, dude.
I don't know. Mine
I
was.
mean, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just clearing my
Go
throat.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No,
Go ahead,
I,
Brian.
If Maximum
Son of a
Fun
bitch.
can, if Maximum Fun can, if Maximum Fun can review Paul Blart Mall Cop once a year, then we can review the same movie over and over again.
Black Knight.
Called Till Death Do Us Blart.
That's a real thing.
God damn it.
That is a real
I
thing.
actually
yeah.
think I heard about that. They do that at Christmas. And,
Yeah,
and
every
it's
Christmas
Paul
they
Blart
re-
Mall
they-
Cop 2.
Yes. And they reviewed it. It's this. Yep, the same one every single year. They've been doing it for like 6 years.
God. It's just. Why is that
6
movie
years
made?
of reviewing the movie Paul Blart Mall Cop.
2.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't seen the second one, so maybe there's more content.
Yeah,
No, probably
you've
not.
seen the first
Probably.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
What?
great.
Why?
it's actually really funny.
It's no
Because
observe and report though.
it is definitely not Observe and Report. Observe and Report is the HD adults only remix of.
Those like
Paul
came out
Blart
around
Mall
the
Cop.
same time, didn't they? Like,
Yeah.
the world needs 2 mall cop movies.
Oh,
Well,
sure.
there's
Needs
a
more.
theory that when somebody discovers something, somebody in a different part of the world discovers it at the same time. So, like,
It's
for example,
69.
like a breakthrough on a major medical disease could happen in America, but at the same time, given like 2 to 3 minutes of each other, the same discovery breakthrough will happen in China. And it's
China.
really interesting how, without communication, these 2 different groups of scientists come to the same conclusion.
I
So maybe
give
that's
this
what
conspiracy theory a zaniness rating of 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Okay,
Hmm.
write that down in the docs, please.
But anyway, Petra, you did start to say something when I rudely
Well-
interrupted you on purpose.
Mhm. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of that.
Mhm.
But no, I didn't think we should limit it to one genre. like maybe if we do just like kind of how we're doing right now, but like an open forum where you can talk about Game of Thrones or whatever, and then like each person could have their segment if we want to do something like that. So like do like 20 minutes of doing Yahoo questions and shit, and just like do different, add in.
So a variety show.
Yeah, different stuff each time. If you come up with something new, you want to try it out, but not like limit a whole podcast to just arguing about conspiracy theories.
I like
Just
that
kinda
actually.
Fair game, because that way, I mean, if let's say we do John's idea, that kind of narrows down like people
So
who
instead
would be
we would have like
interesting,
conspiracy corner.
I think. Yeah, John's conspiracy corner.
Yeah.
The only problem I foresee with that is people wanting just one. It's not really a problem though, but people just wanting one segment of it. Like people who like listen to conspiracy podcasts or people who listen to advice podcasts. But actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, that's not a thing because
Do we
I
want
listen to
people
all
who
types
just listen
of
to conspiracy
shit.
podcasts?
I don't know. Our fucking Twitters would blow up. They'd be like, actually.
I mean,
that was what we
Twitter.
could call
I'm
it.
not monitoring that
The
shit.
Actually
Come at me, dude.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Actually, lizard people are real.
Actually, the
Yeah.
Black Knight satellite crash landed.
Into Martin
And
Lawrence's
Egypt.
brain, which inspired him to create the movie
Yeah.
The Black Knight. A one-man
It's just
show
a
where he goes
fragment.
back in time.
The Black Knight was actually shot out of Alex Jones's ass.
Not to mention that Heath Ledger was inspired by Martin Lawrence's Black Knight to create A Knight's Tale. Prove me wrong.
That I can't.
Open
Must be
challenge.
My only problem with doing a variety show is there's not a hook as much as there is with a more focused show, which might make it a little harder to get it off the ground. I think overall it's a better idea, but I think it's just harder to launch a variety show
Yeah.
and get it to gain traction. Just because, it doesn't have a focus.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't like the first couple segments, like if it's an hour-long podcast and we launch it and they listen to like 20 minutes of it and it's just 20 minutes of shit that they don't care about, they might just turn it off.
Yeah. I've done that to a lot of podcasts. I'd give it a shot, and if you don't grab me in the first, 10, 15 minutes, or at least if you annoy me in any way in the first 15 minutes, then you're probably just going to get turned off.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to be exceptionally not annoying, and the hook needs to happen fast.
Fair point.
Hey, Zach found a Yahoo. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I hear that
Let's
intro?
dive into
one more?
this.
Can I hear that intro music just one more time?
Zach found a Yahoo. Okay, ready?
Oh yeah, that's
Yahoo!
Yeah, okay.
What are your favorite anti names for a girl? Quote unquote anti names. Like, are you ready? Like
Sure.
anti Tiffany, anti Luna, or anti Christina.
Oof.
That last one hits a little close to home, huh?
What-
So wait, are people
how- what?
suggesting that you name your child with the prefix anti and then come up with a normal female gender name?
That's what this guy is the first answer is terrible.
I mean, okay, what could
but
be?
give me more though.
Okay.
Let's hear a positive response.
This person says Antigone, and then their pronunciation Antigone, so Antigone is a gorgeous
Antigone.
parentheses and real name. Okay.
But what if I did
No, it's not.
what if I did something blatant, like I put
No.
anti in there, but then I also did Seth for my
Anti.
girl's
I mean,
name. So anti-Seth. Like this woman will never be Seth.
Yeah.
I'm
She is
gonna-
always the antithesis of Seth.
I'm gonna have to say though, Anti-Tiffany's the best one.
Anti-Tiffany. Have you
Yeah.
ever met a Tiffany and you're like, wow, fuck that bitch?
Yeah,
Anti-Tiffany.
Almost every
Boom.
single one.
My name's
Almost every
Tiffany.
single
I
one.
like to party.
to party.
There's one Tiffany that I know that I like.
Breakfast
And
at?
you know who you are, Tiffany, if you're listening.
Yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's a good movie.
John, she's
I've
not
never
gonna
seen it.
sleep with you.
I've never seen it either.
John, also, the movie can't hear you when you speak.
You don't know that.
Wow.
Conspiracy
Yeah.
theory.
Seriously, can
Oh,
movies
boy.
hear
And
what
full
we're saying
circle.
about them while we watch them?
Didn't you know that actors and actresses, they can hear the feedback in their ears through
That's
time
crazy.
and space? Yeah.
Whoa.
And it's why most of them go and do drugs.
Are you serious?
Hmm.
That would make a lot of sense why so many Hollywood actors and musicians and famous people like do drugs because they're
Yeah.
like brought into the
They're
inner
haunted
echelon.
by they're haunted by all of the drunk idiots yelling at their television sets.
I think they're just bored.
Yeah, like no matter
Yeah,
how drunk I am, I always yell at Boromir, "Hey, dude, don't take the ring from Frodo. He's good." And then like he's still Boromir. Oh, spoiler alert! I feel like I can say that Boromir dies in Lord of the Rings.
What the fuck? Brendan?
Yo,
But
Also,
you know,
carries the
he
shield the
hasn't
whole
changed
movie.
his outlook. Is he destined to repeat the same action no matter how many times I tell him, and he audibly hears me with this crazy conspiracy theory?
Well, he carries the shield the whole movie and then loses it at the end and gets shot with 3 arrows.
Oops.
At least he had that horn.
Yeah, well,
Thank God for the Horn of Gondor.
his horn did not pierce the sky.
It
you
did
guys
not.
are a bunch of anti-Boromirs.
Damn it.
I suppose so. Zach, you got another one? That was interesting.
I could find one real quick. Give me 1 second.
Insert the Jeopardy theme here while we let Zach pick the topic. This is
Dun,
a future
dun, dun,
editing
dun.
note.
Nope,
Yeah.
6 synthwave music and go.
Da 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 synth wave.
we can just edit.
No,
That
it's
is
just
how
me
synthwave
repeating
works.
that over and over again for 30 minutes while Zach picks a question.
Yep, add it in post. We'll add it in post.
Guys, I don't know if
Post
you
melon.
saw, but our Instagram has its first post.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no,
what's the post?
I don't have Instagram.
I
Do I have
also don't.
Instagram?
I don't use the Devil's app. What is
Oh
it?
shit, do I have personal information in there?
Oh no.
It's a picture of Petro's monitors.
What is
I
the caption,
see.
Ryan?
Look at
We
you, social
recording,
media
y'all.
guru.
We recording, y'all.
Nice.
Do you still have my social security number in there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's lit.
It's my background.
That's lit, fam.
Thank.
Here's a question.
Hmm
Here's a question from Yahoo.
Okay. Thought it was
Can
Yahoo
dogs
Answers.
lie? Parentheses, a Labrador deceiver?
Oh my
my
god.
Oh, I like this. Okay, so in what capacity?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it says.
That's it.
Oh, I figured he had some, like,
But
a
can-
situation that his dog, that he's like,
Yeah.
are you fucking lying, bro?
Yeah. But can dogs lie? Or-
I think so because like Daisy, my mom and dad have a little dog named Daisy, also a big dog named Ellie. But Daisy will like go to the door and then I'll open the door and then she'll just lay down and I'll be like, "You lying fucking cunt! I knew you were gonna do this shit."
just being manipulative.
But is manipulation a form of lying?
Ooh,
I would
yeah.
say so if you're manipulating knowingly omitting information. That is true.
Yeah.
So,
lying by omission.
And here we come full circle because I'm going to use an example of Peter Baelish, Littlefinger, in Game of Thrones. Like he
Yes,
started.
chaos is a ladder.
Yeah, he literally made the entire Stark Lannister feud happen based on a misinformation of the truth. Like, yeah, Jamie drew the
John
first.
Aaron.
Yeah, Jamie
Yeah.
did draw the first blood, but by pushing
When-
Bran out the window. Oh, spoiler alert! Fuck.
Oh fuck.
But you know,
I wish when Littlefinger died, Ned Stark was still alive, and then he turned to Ned Stark and said, "I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark," and died.
God damn it. Well,
Yeah.
no, because they also Littlefinger also. I'm pretty sure he was the one that orchestrated the death of Jon Arryn, the old king of the Hand of
Yes.
the King, which is the reason why Ned came to Winterfell or came to King's Landing in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah. And then Ned is getting revenged on for keeping the secret of Jon Snow being Aegon Targaryen, because really, Robert's entire rebellion was built on the lie that the Targaryens were like raping the Starks.
Yeah, that. Well, specifically
Lyanna.
that Rhaegar was raping Lyanna Stark.
I mean, I think the Mad King definitely played a role in getting the feud boiled, because I think Ned's dad and brother went down there. They
You
got
guys heard
summoned.
the conspiracy theory that the reason why the Mad King went mad was because Bran warped back in time into him, similar to how he did to Hodor, because he knew that he needed to go mad in order for all of this to happen.
Oh wow.
That's-
Very interesting, and I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if the very final episode is Bran's time-traveling adventure. Bran's
hope so.
excellent adventure.
Well, I honestly
I
think
would
that,
watch that.
tonight's episode is probably, instead of being like the siege, is going to be like a history thing, or like a reason why the Night King is doing.
God,
what
that
he's
would
doing.
make so many people
It's
so mad.
oh,
That
it's
would be-
absolutely not going to be the siege.
No, stop it. Stop it. It is.
Okay,
It's gonna be the
Nope.
siege.
Nope.
share
they-
time. Do you guys know why the White Walkers were created?
To defeat
the first men.
men. Yeah,
Yeah.
to defeat the first men.
So there's like an episode where Leaf, one of the children of the forest that was protecting the Three-Eyed Raven before Bran becomes him, like shoves a piece of dragon glass in that
Mhm.
guy's heart. That guy is 8,000 years old, by the way.
Yeah.
Now. And yeah,
It's not specifically stated though that is the Night King. In the
Ooh.
books, it seems to be implied that there have been many, many Night Kings throughout the years.
Oh, interesting, because the Game of Thrones wiki for the show said that was the Night King.
That's for the
Yeah.
show, but the show and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
book
yeah.
are now different.
Well, yeah, and like the books, apparently, Catelyn Stark
It's still alive.
does. Yeah, she dies
Yeah,
at the
she's-
Red Wedding, but she becomes Lady Grey or something, and
Lady
like,
Stoneheart.
yeah, and she just
Because Beric
terrorizes
Dondarrion-
the Eyrie.
Well, Beric Dondarrion, the reason the Lord of Light had been keeping him alive was to, at the right time, resurrect Lady Stoneheart. So he gives his life force back to Catelyn Stark, and then she starts basically destroying the fuck out of everyone that had anything to do with the Lannisters. Just going at them, because she then became the leader of the Brotherhood.
So, would Arya have killed Walter Frey in the books?
I don't know.
I don't know enough either
I
about
need
it.
to go
don't
back and finish
think
the
they've
books.
gotten to that point yet.
So the only way I think I can read the books, you guys, is if I literally have a felt map next to me with all of the characters in the book. Like, if this idea doesn't exist already, it should. I should be able to buy the book, and with the book comes a map of the entire world and
Yeah.
all the important characters that I'm reading about. And then I could place them at the beginning of each chapter where they are and where they're going. And that way I could,
So
have that image in my mind.
a reader's guide, so
Yeah.
to speak.
And you refuse to read it otherwise.
Not refuse to read it, but I'm definitely going to take way longer to comprehend the material.
If someone hasn't created this, then fuck you.
Yeah. Specifically, if you've had this idea before me and you
you
never
didn't do
voiced
it?
it,
You've done nothing with it.
you've
but waste
done a
everyone's time.
disservice to all of us.
I think
And
that's actually
I
kind of a
hope you
cool
ride
idea,
hell.
though.
Yeah.
You could have it be like an atlas almost. So instead of having like one map or something, you would have a one-page spread for each chapter of each book. That
Yeah.
would just be like, because each chapter only follows one character, and you could have like a big picture of the character with a little bit of text about the chapter and where where it takes place, and then like smaller portraits of minor characters that are also in scenes. And then, it'd just be one page, and it'd be like a pretty art book that would just go through chapter by chapter.
Yeah, because one thing I'm struggling with is
TM, copyright.
No, you
Copyright.
have to
Yeah.
you have
TM,
to
TMNT.
burn this podcast episode to a disc and mail it to yourself.
yes.
Yes.
Top.
Yeah. Sorry. Hold on. Let me get my flash drive out.
Here, I will contact the U.S. Patent Office and see if we can get that reserved. But the thing I struggle with is
Postmates?
Postmates. The thing I
Yes,
struggle with
That's what I said.
is like Melisandre, the
Mhm.
redheaded woman. Like, she mentioned where she's going. I have no idea where the fuck that is on the map and why. So, but I mean, I guess
Did
why
she say
is a
she
mystery.
was going to Ashai or to Essos?
It
Where did
was
she say
something
she
with
was
a
going?
V.
Valyria?
I don't know if it
Valyria
was
is real
Valyria.
bad right now. Valyria, you don't want to go there.
I also love to know what is
Volantis?
going on in Volantis is where she's going. But what the
That's-
fuck is going on in Valyria with all these grayscale motherfuckers?
The
Valyria's-
Doom of
yeah.
Valyria. It's where it was basically a giant cataclysm that destroyed the entire civilization. I believe it was a volcano eruption.
Some people think it was a volcano. Some people think it was a meteor. Just so happened to hit
Yeah.
that exact spot.
Maybe a Black Knight.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe
Hmm.
Martin Lawrence like came out of the sky in an alternate reality. Maybe he gets sent back to Westeros.
I cannot wait for that episode. I think that's going to be episode 5.
Yeah, I hope so.
Man, how cool would it be if like a super serious show like that had the balls to just go completely off the rails?
Mike Lowry.
I'm Mike
Yeah, it's
Lowry.
Yeah, like
Oh,
Jamie looks at Bran and says, "I am your father," and they just start doing all the colloquial like movie
Start
quotes.
picking light-
You
lightsaber
can't handle the
noises.
truth. Littlefinger resurrects and says to Sansa.
Zach, did you see they're making Bad Boys 3?
Uh-huh.
I'm hype.
How come I love Martin Lawrence and I'm not trying to bash him, okay?
Uh-oh.
But why the
Is
fuck?
this
okay.
racist?
No, but his head
Martin
is
Lawrence
like
bashing coming.
his head has got so wide. But he's not
I need
you're-
to look up.
he's not like fat or anything. He's just got a really fucking wide head. What happened to
Your
his
head never. Well, as you age, your head never stops widening.
It's true. Eventually, your
Yeah.
head will be as big as a 70-inch TV if you grow old enough.
Okay, ready?
I'm not. Yeah, his head is quite wide.
Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum. Zach found 4 more Yahoos.
Four?
Okay,
Oh, no.
but a
Oh,
couple of them
God.
are
This is the
really
next
short.
40
okay?
minutes.
Here's a really short one. Ready?
God, you are gonna have to do so much editing, Zach.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm
Welcome
trying
back to the
Let me get
Gigglecast.
through this. Let me get through this whole thing. Ready?
All you, boo.
Obama, what him last name? Please tell me I know not him last name, him president.
Oh my god.
That can't be real.
Okay,
Yeah.
one more time, ready? Obama, what him last name? Please tell me I know not him last name, him president.
Him president?
So,
question mark.
what I'm dissecting from that is they think Obama is his first name.
Correct.
And
His
at the
last
ti-
name is Barack.
Yeah, well,
sure.
no, they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't. Barack
thinks
like,
his name
is
is-
out of the equation.
He thinks it's just a one name, like Seal.
Yeah, it's, you know,
or share.
Seal. Yeah, it's the seal or share of 2016.
Yeah, or Post Malone.
Wait,
Oh,
that's
I
two
love
words.
it.
Fuck.
Okay.
What's the best answer that you got?
There is
there
no
for it?
answers.
There's no answer. So
Oh, come on. Make a
we
Yahoo
have the
account.
floor,
It says
gentlemen.
6
This is
answers
history.
right there.
See, we should be answering these.
We're
hold
going
on.
to answer this right now.
Make
So,
it a Yahoo account.
Ryan, why Obama? What him
What
last
him
name?
last name?
Obama, what him last name?
Ryan, have
Yeah.
the floor, please.
His last name is Obama.
No, what him last?
Him last name Obama. It's just Obama.
Okay, yeah, can you reply him last
Oh my
name
God.
Obama and then put Obama, comma Obama?
You guys,
Obama, comma.
you guys, so I closed this, right? And now I'm trying to find it again so I can look at the answers. I typed in Obama, what him last name into Yahoo Answers. There's 5 fucking pages of people asking what Obama's last name is.
Oh my god!
What him last name is?
Whoa.
That gives me a little bit of solace knowing, like, because sometimes I think I'm real dumb.
Oh
But
my
then
god.
people are
We all have
asking
our-
shit like this. and
we all
that
have our
makes me
brain
feel
fart
Hold on,
moments.
hold on, I'm sorry, because it just showed me 5 tabs. There's actually 5,273 results.
Jesus Christ.
No,
So-
there's not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that only like 5% of those are actually people asking what Obama's last name is, and the rest of them are like Obama adjacent questions.
I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah,
like
we
Obama,
all have our
Hussein, Obama.
we all have our dumb moments, but instead of just putting into Google what is Obama's last name, as dumb as that would be, he felt the need he needed to ask other people on Yahoo. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't trust the regular internet return.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I can't.
Someone's got to verify this for me. I need my top
Wait,
men on this. I'm going
To
to
be
Yahoo
fair, some
Answers.
people take things as fact a different way. You know, some people need to read it in like a published peer-reviewed journal article to take it on fact. Some people
from
need to
Yahoo
read it in
Answers.
the Bible and go, "Oh, Jesus is real," and they take that on faith. And now this person derives their sense of intelligence from community. Like, hey, I don't
But I
have
think-
the sheer capacity to delve into this question by myself. I need
Somebody
my
else
peers.
tell me what his
Yeah,
last name.
somebody
What him last
collaborate
name?
with me on what him last name.
Why
I told
can't
you it's
I-
Obama. Obama is his name.
Zach, comment Obama, and let's move on.
Dude, I'm
Is
not
it-
searching through
is him a
5,300 questions of what is Obama's name to find this guy again.
It's your fault you giggled so much and clicked the X on your fucking browser.
What browser are you
Did you
using?
lose your other 4 too?
No, I have the other 3, and I found another one too. So now I got 4 more, baby.
Zach did it.
Da dum
Hit
dum
control.
This
dum
is the
dum.
show that
Reloaded.
never ends.
Hit Control Shift T.
What does that do?
It restores tabs.
I
Oh
feel like
no,
we've
I
been
have like
talking for
27
like
tabs.
6 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only been 40 minutes, but
Yeah, I
we
feel
have
like
been
we've
talking, a
for,
very
like,
long time.
Oh my god.
Okay,
This is-
ready?
Yep.
Yep.
No, but go ahead.
This is in the singles and dating, and also the family and relationships.
Whoa! Pump the brakes there.
Family and relationship.
Is it
Sounds
okay
very
to date your
Lannister-y.
sister? Is this an
Yeah.
Obama Alabama thread?
This was asked by, I don't know, it doesn't say. I don't know where to look for that yet. No.
Doesn't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Doesn't
Ready?
worry about it. Just read him question.
Ready?
Read him question.
I'm gonna read it how it's spelled. Ready?
Create a
Go for it.
character voice for it, please.
Yeah, can you put on your best RP?
Okay. Yeah, ready?
Shorty, I know.
Should I go ahead and send her a pic of my penis since it is obvious that she is in love with me?
Oh, wow, how obvious. Obvious.
Okay, I
Oh,
can't,
yeah,
can't
I
do
mean,
that voice very
having-
long.
Having absolutely no context, I think she obviously is in love with him if he's even considering
Dude,
this.
even
action.
if she wasn't, always dick pic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just send your dick pics.
There's a
Of
whole
your
paragraph of
pennies.
additional details here.
I just went to
Oh,
search
no.
for
I need-
Yahoo Answers and type dick pic on accident.
Yeah, like when is the appropriate time to send a dick pic? Is it ever inappropriate?
Within
Which I think we can
40
all admit
seconds of
confidence.
meeting her?
No.
The answer's no.
Yeah.
The answer
You always send a dick pic.
The answer is when they ask for one. And
Yeah.
no sooner.
No, I
Exactly.
mean- I don't know about you guys, but on my resume, I do something a little bit differently. I
Uh-huh.
put under references a picture of my penis.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
unsolicited dick pics.
The first thing
And
I do
I've
every
gotten
morning.
0 jobs because of it.
The first thing I do every morning before coffee, before a shower, is I take a fresh dick pic, just in case I meet someone new that day.
It's true, and it's real time. You can timestamp
Yeah.
that, and then if you
Yeah.
get real creative, do it over the course of a year and do a time lapse.
The
Yeah.
only
When you send
appropriate
it-
way is to take a picture of yourself holding a dick pic with a face that's like,
Yeah, like, are you interested, perhaps?
Pointing at dick pic?
Shorty,
No,
I know.
it's got to be at least a 45-second animated GIF,
Hmm.
obviously.
Well,
Oh,
I
so-
learned something from this conversation. You know, I thought it was all the time, but now I understand there are a little bit of nuances to
What
the
about-
whole dick
Mhm.
pic.
What about dick gifts?
Yeah, dick gifts.
Ooh, do elaborate. Like, do I show stroking?
Like, do you just
Do I-
do you
do I
just,
wag
like,
it back
wag-
and forth?
You just wag it back and forth.
Yeah, do
Oh,
I
no,
wag it like a
helicopter.
dog and slap my thighs? Do I
No, you-
helicopter?
Do the
just-
helicopter.
You try to stay as perfectly still for the whole thing, and then you put a jump scare at the end.
So, like, yeah, I get my cat, and then, like, at the end, I throw my cat at the camera, like, "Rah!"
Yeah,
That scare me. I'm already scared.
Yep.
Scared of the
You,
person
you
I
need them to
become.
be completely frightened of your penis, is what I'm saying.
All I can think of is the episode of The League where he's like, I spray painted my pubes as white as Brian's, and my dick is terrifying.
Oh my god.
The amount of typos on this fucking site. Oh my god.
No,
So-
Obama, what him last name set the stage.
Do
like,
you
we
think-
are in, we're in the end game now.
Do you think Trump sexually makes his wife happy, or she cussed wants his money?
Cut.
Ooh, cussed once. I mean,
Woof.
if I was Melania Trump,
Ugh.
Melania.
I would just
He
want
would
the
not.
money.
He would not make me happy.
Yeah, I mean, look at her face in.
Look at him
Every
playing
single
tennis.
picture.
Dude,
Yeah.
her face looks like it's getting vacuum sucked from her pussy.
I mean, how can you
It's just
remotely be
more-
happy with a man that, like, you've seen his hair, like, it's fake. Like, how can you be happy with an old man like that? I don't understand. It's not for me. Maybe some listeners out there can provide some feedback for us.
No need to age shame. It's just seems difficult.
No, I think
Right.
I think you misunderstand. I mean, you put like an extremely strong vacuum up to her pussy and then put it on high.
No, I get
And
it.
Thank you, thank you for
It's
getting us
being-
back on track.
Yeah, it's being sucked all. Yeah, it's sucked all the way back in
Yes,
to her
into
skull.
her body.
So, do you think it's like a
Yeah.
industrial shop vac? Is it a wet
Oh, yeah.
vac? Because I'm guaranteeing if she's
It
as
ain't
old
wet.
as if she's old, it probably ain't wet. Oh, here we go.
5.6.
5.6 inch dick, a good size for women. Well, personally, my thoughts are no women should have a penis.
Yeah, that's the top answer. Most
Most women don't have male body parts, but I suppose this is the 21st century and many things are
Here's my
possible.
favorite answer, though. The guy just says, and if we say no, what are you going to do about it, moron?
No, the best answer is no. Most women have dicks much larger than that.
So what I like, I saw a meme the other day is like, tell my crush I have a 7.6 penis. Change the unit of measurement from centimeters to inches.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
Yeah. Which, as Americans, I think we don't always have the best idea of what the metric system can do for us. But that's pretty small.
or how it how
How
it
it just-
converts.
How it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, why are we using our own standard of measurements when everyone else is using something?
Because
That's a pretty complicated topic, actually.
yeah, there's a lot that goes into that.
You can do a pretty major deep dive into why we still use the imperial system. And
Interesting.
a lot of people use parts of the imperial system too. Like, a lot of people in the UK still use miles, but everything else is converted to metric. The only places that are completely imperial is the U.S. and a country in Africa somewhere. I
There's
forget
like
which
3
one.
countries. There's the
Yeah.
United States and then like 2 other random places.
There was just the one, but I don't know.
Dude.
See, here's the fun thing about this is that we don't have to be experts at anything
Nope.
or correct in any way when we say stuff.
Yeah, because the Google, baby. How many millimeters is this inches? And it'll give you the answer
What?
every time.
Say that again.
How many millimeters is this inches?
Right answer every time.
Ah.
Dude, I feel kind of wrong, like, looking at this, at these Yahoo answers, because they have to be super young, right?
Yeah, they have to be like
This
God.
person
Yeah.
says,
less than Younger than 10.
My boyfriend rubbed his penis on my vagina. There was some white stuff in my underwear. Am I pregnant?
No.
And then
Oh.
Robert Jones says, "No, you dumb fuck."
Robert fucking Jones.
What's he? Wow. Let's take a look at Robert fucking Jones's profile. Let's see some of the shit that he's helped
Robert
people with.
Jones.
I bet he's out there helping people every day on Yahoo.
Look, total answers 723. Points this week -380.
Ooh,
Oh
that's
my
a lot of
God.
downvotes.
This guy's just
He's
going
the-
around handing out life lessons, baby.
He's the hero we
Yeah.
didn't know we needed.
Hard pills to swallow, just over and over from Dr. Jones.
Damn it, his shit is private. I can't see it.
Oh, pregnancy and parenting's got to be a fucking gold mine.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. It's a good one.
How come when it's us, it's abortion, and when it's the chicken, it's an omelet?
That is a good question.
Let me see. Who had to answer to this? This is like fifth dimension of stupid. How about making an omelet from an aborted baby?
Oh, what?
No.
He just came back for that. Hey,
Like the female's monthly discharge, neither egg is fertilized. That's a good point. Chickens can't vote.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I wouldn't want a chicken to vote in my election.
oh my god. I like how they just skipped egg and went straight to omelet.
Right? Ugh.
Woof.
Woof indeed.
Does anyone else have like an actual idea for a podcast?
I think we've got some good ones going here. Like, there's some good flow. I think we could get a lot of material out of these Yahoos, as well as the conspiracy theories and arguments.
I had one, it's not like fully fleshed out yet though, but, so I knew I wanted to do like a D&D podcast possibly.
Right.
Not like necessarily playing D&D, but just a podcast about D&D.
That was actually something I was about to bring up too.
Um,
So
Like character ideas and shit, or
Well, I was thinking more of like from a DM's point of view, because you have No Time, who has been DMing for like 5 years now, and then you have Dan, who's been DMing for like a year or 2 years, and then I'm just about to start. So it's like 3 different perspectives.
I've also been DMing for like a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I have a live game.
Right on. Yeah, so just like different perspectives in time, and then
I
we
know
could have
people
like
who
different
DM.
segments.
yeah. So one podcast that does this really well that we could probably emulate a little bit is called the DM's Block. And how they do it, instead of having like segments and episodes, they have separate episodes devoted to a single topic. So they'll do, if I bring them up right here, they'll do, like, they have the Real Monsters segment. So pulling it up. So yeah, they have like a thing called DMnastics, and it's a whole separate episode of the podcast. But where most people would have this be a segment within a podcast, they actually break it out. And so it's like a 20-minute episode. Some of these episodes are like 25 minutes. Some of them are like an hour, depending on what they're going over. So they have one topic per episode, and I think that's a cool idea. Another thing that I'd like, they do it sometimes, is they will do world-building episodes where everyone will sit down and create a town or something.
That's cool.
Or like create a character or an NPC, things like that. And I would be super interested in doing that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
That'd be I like that.
I think that is a separate podcast, though.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that could just be something that we just do as well. because that's
Yeah.
like something that I want to do. Hey, Celeste Konowich from Venture Maidens is in this DM-nastics show.
Oh,
Celeste
yeah,
Konowich is the
she-
DM for Venture Maidens, and she's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
She is really good. Yeah. Yeah. No, they bring in guests from all over the place.
Okay, da-da-da-da-da-da. Zach is still doing Yahoos.
Excellent. What's next?
This is in Home and Garden, and it says, "Addicted to eating ants? Is this normal?"
What the fuck?
If you're an anteater, I don't think that's abnormal.
The best answer is no, but it's very normal to burn them alive with a high-powered lighter. It's also normal to like hearing the sizzling ant carcasses. It doesn't smell very normal, though.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, I've heard people do eat bugs in different parts of the world, and they're a good source
Yeah.
of protein.
Yeah, there is actually a movement. I don't know the name of the movement off the top of my head, but yeah, there is a movement right now, and lots of books, like cookbooks and stuff, being created for eating more insect proteins, because it's a huge untapped food resource. So I think that this person is a visionary, not a weirdo.
Yeah. A pave maker.
Yes, that's what those are called for sure.
Oh god,
Yes.
here's a gross one. How to get semen off the headboard. It's dried and nothing will get it off. Guess what the best answer is? One guess from everyone.
Lick it.
Yep.
Tongue?
More
Yeah, I was gonna
semen.
say tongue.
Nope, just lick it.
Yeah! 10 points to Gryffindor.
No.
10
10
points to
away from
Griffinspum.
Gryffindor.
And
Yeah,
then
10 points to Brendendor.
Bubba Gubbins, who has
Bubba Gubbins.
he levels 7. Total answers 14,267.
Holy shit.
Right.
Wow,
Says-
he's been mining it.
Let your dog lick it off.
Oh god.
I mean, that's fair. Dogs will lick anything. Like,
I'll
I
just put
heard,
peanut butter on it.
on NPR the other day, I was driving home from watching Endgame, and they were talking about how long the average carcass of a human would last in the desert because of all the immigrants crossing Mexico border, and like some people die in the desert. And people were estimating they'd be alive for 9 months, but they found out it's actually 9 days for them to fully decompose without a trace. And some actual
That's
feral
super short.
dogs, yeah, some feral
Ah.
dogs, like dogs that are ranch dogs that don't really get taken care of well, people have reported them coming back after roaming the desert at night, like with human bone.
Oh, cool.
And then
cool,
you let
cool,
that
cool.
dog
Yeah.
lick your face and shit. So,
All right.
so I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let your dog lick your face after he licks the semen off the headboard.
Oh, that was in a movie called Happiness. That's really fucked up.
What? The semen thing?
Yeah, the dog licking it and then licking the mom's face.
I have a story
Well-
related to your NPR story,
Yes.
Brendan.
Sure, please.
So I painted a unit at a fairly nice apartment complex, and when I approached the door, it had hazard tape or biohazard tape on the door, sealing the door, but it had been cut. But that tells me that something fucked up has happened in there, because it got biohazard sealed for a cleanup crew to come in and take care of it.
Gross.
So I go in there, and it's this lady's apartment that she was obsessed with Paris and cats. She had like the Eiffel Tower like stenciled all over the place, and there were cat toys everywhere. She had apparently died in that apartment with all of her cats,
Ooh, no.
Oh no!
and no one knew about it.
Oh no!
Yep.
And
yeah,
they
I
ate her
think I've heard
face.
this one before, but continue.
Yeah, I can't 100% confirm this because I wasn't involved in the cleanup process, but I'm pretty sure her cats ate her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what happened.
I thought you were
I
just gonna
mean-
say there was some kitty litter left around, but
No.
But yeah, that's why there's biohazard up, because the
Yeah.
cat litter, the litter,
Yeah.
not actual cat waste, but litter is on the floor.
well, yeah.
I've painted so many apartments with cat shit everywhere. That they don't care about that.
I mean, cat shit isn't terrible to clean up.
It doesn't taste half bad either.
Yeah. But yeah, I
hate
totally
you.
think like our animals after we cease to be alive would totally use us as a resource to continue their existence.
Yes, because they're animals, and that's how it works.
Yeah, like I've heard this weird thing, and Ryan, you may be able to weigh in on this,
Okay.
being a reptile person. But
Sure.
do snakes stretch their bodies out to see if they can eat things?
What do you
Like,
mean?
Good question.
So, like, imagine I'm laying in bed, and I have a pet, like, boa constrictor,
Uh-huh.
and somebody took a picture of the snake, like, stretching itself out next to me.
Ooh.
Some people think that
I was
snakes
trying to see
have
if
that
it could
behavior.
actually fit, like,
Yeah.
lengthwise.
And his
So
butt.
is that, yeah, like,
I don't
you know,
think they
could the
care. I
snake
feel
eat
like
me?
even if it was like a giant animal carcass, they would just like half eat it and like wait for it to digest and keep going.
I feel like snakes are a little bit smarter than that.
Nah,
I
they're
think
fucking worms.
They're not worms.
Fucking worms with eyes.
And scales.
eye worms. I thought you said tails, and I was like, yeah, that's true.
Just a bunch of scaly
It's-
boys.
Is a snake just one long tail?
Apparently, yeah.
Or one long neck.
Ooh,
Woof.
I don't know.
With a butt vagina.
So-
Yes.
Yes, thank you for using the correct nomenclature when addressing that organ.
Yep. It's not a
Butt
cloaca, it's a
vagina.
butt vagina.
There's a question in the science and mathematics section that asks, is disco alive on other planets? Because it's certainly dead on this one.
Damn it.
I disagree. Cool and the Gang can still get my foot a bouncing.
That's just because you're a white middle-aged man.
I'm not going to describe how much
Woof.
I hated that sentence that you just said right now.
Well, hey, if you want to follow my
Uh.
individual Cool and the Gang podcast, you can find out more in the comment section below.
We're gonna
Bren and the
like and
gang.
subscribe.
Bren's still cool.
Oof.
Woof.
Woof,
Even I don't
woof.
believe that.
Yeah, I'm out on that one. I'm gonna go start my own podcast.
About how much you hate that name.
Just an anti-Brendan podcast, so
Yes,
all my
it's called
ideas.
Anti-Brendan.
This was just a podcast so we could all figure out our own podcast that we're gonna go do now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
that's
all right.
fine.
Well, I'm gonna go talk about conspiracy theories in D&D.
Okay, so let's
Uh.
review what we're gonna be doing here.
Yes.
So we have No Time's Conspiracy Theory Rating Podcast.
Yeah.
Ways the World's Gonna End, Volume 1. We have, what was the other ones?
Black Knight podcast.
Well done.
Oh,
Okay. So.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go. Yep. Go ahead.
No, I
ahead.
go. I ran out of words.
Words.
Go,
Me too,
go,
but I'll
go
do it
ahead.
anyway. Okay, so yeah, we have My Conspiracy Cast. We have the Variety Show
Mm.
from Petro. We have the Arguments Corner.
That's right.
And then, Brenda, did you bring a thing, or did you not have time to prepare?
I thought I brought a couple ideas to the table, but we've been talking for an hour straight, so I honestly forgot what I
Yeah.
said.
Like, no, did you have one, like, prepared, though?
Oh, no, not in the slightest.
Okay,
I do my
okay,
best
so
on improv.
We didn't give him the
Yes.
notes on what we
Yeah,
talked about.
okay,
on
so-
Yeah,
Thursday.
you fuckers didn't give me the notes.
Right. Okay, so if we officially have, and then your idea, the law podcast, the internet law podcast. So, based on that information, we have, and also the D&D podcast, which I think is a separate thing entirely. But so that brings us to 5 episodes that we're going to be making. So we're going to do one of each.
Are we gonna start to do this when?
I think we should start doing every Sunday. We just start on one of them, and then the next Sunday we do another one. and then we cycle through all of them and see which ones we like the most. See how the flow goes.
All right. Well, yeah, sure. You want to start next week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Same
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 2:00 sounds good.
Okay. Well, that's gonna do it for our super professional
Ba-da-ba,
podcast.
ba-da-ba.
Ba-da-da and beep
Yeah.
bop. And
Man, I can't wait till you edit this down to like 5 minutes.
can we get a last word from Ryan?
I say don't edit
What's
it.
up?
Can we get one last word from you, sir?
One last word.
Can we get a last closer from Brennan?
Yes, the night is dark and full of terrors. So while you're watching tonight's episode, please make sure you have some form of alcohol or other narcotic substance next to you while you watch your favorite characters die.
Okay, and that's very. Thank you. Close us out. Petro, close us out.
I don't know. Listen to it or don't listen to it. I don't give a shit.
Well, they already have. Goodbye, everybody.
I play with ketchup packets when I'm nervous.